I get asked so many times about my journaling and my scrapbooking on my vlogs and on Instagram, so I thought I'd put this video together just to show you how I do it and how my style has changed quite a lot over the past few years, and to hopefully share a few recommendations and tips with you as well on getting started. I know that a lot of you are really keen to maybe give it a go, but you just don't know where to start. So I just wanted to put together a video to show you that it isn't actually that scary, and that you don't really need a lot of equipment or expensive bits and pieces. So I'm just going to show you a few different things that you might need to get started. Obviously I use a traveller's notebook style journal. This one comes with inserts which you can add to, which I really like. So the current one I'm using is getting quite full, so I have already got another one sitting waiting, the next one to be used, and you can add more into this style of book. This one has like an elastic, so you just loop your new book in there. But I have used various different styles of books in the past. I'm going to show you more about how I've done it in the past as well. It's coming up. So yeah, the main thing that you need obviously is somewhere to record your journal. So there are various types of books, notebooks. You might want something with blank pages. You might want square pages, which I quite like blank pages and square pages. If all you have is a lined notebook, you can use a lined notebook. You can use anything. So these are just different types of, this is like an A5 exercise jotter. So you can use any type of notebook, any kind of anything you want. Obviously you can also decide whether you're going to use your own photographs in your album. A lot of people use either photos or they like to do drawings and doodles, and also you can cut out pictures from magazines, catalogues, leaflets. You can get materials from almost anywhere if you just start looking at things a little bit differently. Even packaging from certain products can be quite nice to use as well. These are some patterned paper books that I got from the works. As you can see, that one's £5, that was £2. There is tons in there. This is origami paper, but you can use it for whatever you want. And they do some really nice little packs as well, and £2 is a brilliant price for this. You can also go to proper online scrapbooking shops, but you'll find the prices do get quite expensive because there is such a thing as designer papers. But I'm quite happy with just cheapy ones. I often get these at the works, they do different ones, and places like Home Bargains, even the pound shops do them as well sometimes, so if you're lucky you can catch a real good bargain. Another thing that I really like to use is washi tapes, and they come in all shapes, all sizes, all patterns, and they just add just a little extra to your page. Obviously they're not everyone's cup of tea, but they are something that I love, and even if you could just get yourself one or two in your collection, it will really help you with your pages, just to add, you know, something to your page when you think that there's maybe a blank space you need to fill with something. You can just add some tape. You will also need a glue stick of some kind. I do like a Pritt stick or a glue roller. I would not recommend double-sided sticky tape, because I've found that when I've gone back to look at work I've done in the past, it no longer sticks, it loses its stick, so that's not great for sort of long-term scrapbooks. Just doesn't last. Another thing I love to use on my pages are stamps. So these are little like acrylic stamps, so they're on like a clear plasticky rubber, and you buy clear blocks to stick them on, and then you can stamp into your journals. You will need an ink pad, but if you have brush pens, like marker colouring in pens that have a brush kind of tip to it, you can just colour straight onto your stamps and then stamp it into your book. They work fine as well, which is great if you want different colours. You can use your pens rather than buying lots of different coloured inks. But I would recommend a black ink pad if you are going to be stamping a lot. Those are the real absolute basics that you kind of need, and I guess you don't need washi tapes, you don't need to buy patterned papers, you don't need stamps. It just depends on the type of style that you're going to go for, but they are a really good starting point, and I would recommend if you want to start doing a little journal kind of in the style that I do, because I know a lot of you enjoy that kind of style. So those are my top tips for what you would need. One of the easiest ways to start journaling and scrapbooking is just to grab magazines or catalogues and just start cutting out things that give you inspiration or things that you find pretty. So this was an earlier spread I did a few years ago of things that I would like in my garden, or I think it was things that I have in my garden. So I used the Sarah Raven catalogue and magazines like Country Living I think I had at the time, so I just found little phrases and words and cut them out and found some beautiful pictures, of course, and then I added some handwritten bits. And then there's another page here with kind of different colours on, just things that I really loved, like the bouquets of flowers and a lovely wildflower meadow. So that's something that is really easily done just by magazines and catalogues, and it costs you absolutely nothing really. If you use like the Sarah Raven catalogue is obviously a free one, and you can use magazines from supermarkets that you can get free. So that is a really easy way to start, and I think it takes the scariness out of it because you're not wasting any money, not buying expensive materials. You will just need some paper. You can use any kind of notepad you want if you haven't got an actual scrapbook. This is one that I bought years ago. It's really pretty and it's by a company called La Di Da. I think I got it from maybe Amazon or eBay. And some of the pages already have things on them, like the bird's already on the page. Yeah, they're already on the page, so you can just cover them up or leave certain bits of it exposed. It's another page that I did that I think was probably from the Asda kind of household catalogue, and maybe something like a Donnell Mill catalogue. So again, just things that are free, and then there are just really nice sort of inspirational words that I've cut out as well, which is really nice. These are paint chips which you could get in most DIY shops. I am not sure whether I picked these because of the colours or because of the names. Some of them have such beautiful names. There's more here. And I've just added bits like washi tapes and stuff. You can add anything you want. It's a little metal, it's actually like a paper fastener on the back. These are called brads, and you can get brads loads of different styles. You can get little flowers and all kinds of things, and I really like them to just add something to a page. But yeah, I just went through the catalogues and picked out things I liked, and then realised that the colours that I liked were matched up with the paint chips that I had already chosen. These are some pieces that have obviously been gathered but not made into a page, so you can easily see I was going for an autumnal theme here. That's the photograph. That is a lovely Turk's turban pumpkin that I got given, and some nice apples and all nice fruit. I think I got them from Falkland Palace when I was volunteering. And these are magazine pages, so there are loads of lovely Turk's turbans and just pots and leaves. So obviously going for an autumnal theme there, so easy to do. And they are just magazine pages. Country Living, I think, look at that. Yep. Don't throw out old magazines, I go through them, tear out bits that I like, and then I can get rid of the bulk of the magazine that I don't need. I think that just shows how easy it is to get started on just gathering bits and pieces, and it's also easy to cut out. You can cut out words from a magazine or even just letters and then piece together whatever word you want to have on your page. Or you can do your own handwriting, of course, if you like your writing or drawing. Quite a long time ago, these became a really popular way of scrapbooking. Now this is a book that has 12 by 12 pages, so 12 inches by 12 inches, which is actually pretty big. As you can see, I've got one here which, got one here, just see, I did this one in 2008, so that was how long ago this was. So this is just a pretty basic page of a holiday, and obviously I've got my boarding pass and my tickets, and this is just a map of where we went. It's Lanzarote, and I got that from a leaflet which you always pick up on holiday, and then just added in bits of elements. I got that on holiday, which was a really lucky find. I knew that it would be great for going in my scrapbook. So that's a pretty basic page, but I really like it. It's very simple but very cute. Sometimes with the big pages they can be really daunting because they are so big, and when you come to a new page it's a whole blank page, which I know for some people is really inspiring, but for other people it can be pretty scary. There's some other nice holiday pages in here as well. This is the North Berwick holiday. I quite like this one. I think as the years have gone on, although this was 2016, I got a lot more confident in what I was doing and using colours, and there's more brads added, just different stickers and pictures and things. I really like that page. And then a different holiday. Again, just sort of getting a bit more confident adding things in. And using the colour again as well, which I really like. This was a really long time ago, but this is one of my favourite poems. It's called either called Little Brown Brother or the Little Baby Seed Poem or something like that, I can't remember. I thought it was really cute. And one year my sunflowers were amazing. I cut these out by hand, the petals, but I had something that cut out circles, so I used that. I was really happy with that page. It's very, very basic, but I really like it. Again, I'm going back a long, long way, but the ideas are still there. Just pick some photos, pick some wording, choose some elements that match and add them all onto a page in a way that looks good. I have another one of these really big albums, and this has got a lot of Joshua. This one is a Joshua one. Again, these are going back, and these 10 now, so these are going back a long way, and I can see from looking at the pages that such a big page was quite daunting for me, and I wasn't sure how to really use it well. There's not really a lot on the pages at all. Some of these were a little bit, he's getting older now, and I think I really like that page. I think I got a bit more confident adding to it and adding things on, and then again just going really wild with colour as well and just layering it up. I really love all the layers. I think that's something that I have kind of a style that I have grown into, is adding all the layers. And again, that one is really busy, which I really like, especially for a child. I think it's good to be fun and bright on a child's page. So I've got quite a few pages left in this one, so you can see the size of the page. Even now, that seems quite daunting to me now, because I haven't done massive pages like this for a long time, so I would be terrified to go and start a massive page like that now, I think. This is a notebook from far more recent times, and I decided that I wanted to try a slightly different way of recording holidays and events, and I got really brave and I started to doodle. So these are from some holidays that we've had. So I started the book in 2016, and I used a lot of tutorials to do bits like the banners and stuff. I took a photograph of the house we stayed in and just copied the picture. Oh, excuse the cat. I probably used a tutorial for things like this and the tractor, for everything basically, unless it was something like, I think this was actually on a poster on the wall, because this was a view out of our window. So I managed to copy a poster. So I'm not very good at doodling from memory. I do use tutorials, but this is a really nice way to look back at things that we did. It's really cute. I would draw things like the cake I had and what we had for dinner and fun stuff we did. You know, we went to the sweet shop and bought things and stuff. And another holiday, again at North Berwick, the same place. But it's really nice just to record stuff, and I look back at it and think that the pictures are actually quite good. Maybe didn't think that at the time, but looking back it's so nice. But this is a really time consuming way of doing a journal. I feel like because I stuck at it, the pictures are getting better, but I haven't done this type of journaling for a long time now, so I think I'd be starting back from scratch. One of the tutorials one of the YouTube videos that I really like to watch is called, sorry, the channel is called Doodles with Sarah, and it's really good. She has lots of different themes, and she'll just draw, like, she'll do a whole page of themed pictures, and you can pause it and copy them and stuff as you go. So I found that really helpful, and I do like to try out different writing styles as well. So yeah, and there's just like an autumn page, just anything that's in your brain. And then we had an abroad holiday, went to Tenerife, so it was pretty nice to be able to draw different things to represent going to a different country and what it was like there. I'm pretty impressed by my sloth and by my parrot actually, but again, they would have been tutorials. So there are all kinds of things in here, different holidays, birthdays, special gifts and stuff. It's nice to look back. That is an actual picture of the cake I made, cool rainbow cake. Another holiday, again to North Berwick, and that was my birthday, so I just documented some of the gifts I got and what we did, and then I started doodling. And then in summer holidays we decided we'd try and do a cycling challenge. We got a bit slow, Joshua got a bit lazy halfway through and didn't want to go on long bike rides anymore, but it was really fun to do. And then that summer holiday I decided to journal what I did every day. So I made my squares really small, and just did a really small picture of what I did. That's when I bought my bread improving basket. Went to charity shop and I found a Banneton and I bought it. I haven't written on it what year this was, but I think this was 2 years ago, and I wasn't making sourdough then, yeah, 2018, but I knew that it would be worth getting that Banneton. There's a picture of Fulton Palace. I volunteer there on Thursdays, well, when it's open properly. Just lots of doodles in this one, but again, it's a journal, and it's funny looking back at the things I drew. I'm quite impressed by some of my little drawings. So yeah, that's another way you can just journal and full of doodles. That was really nice doing it day to day. The way that I did the layouts, there are so many ideas on YouTube and Pinterest and the internet and Instagram. If you just look up journal layout or monthly spread or something, you get lots of different ideas. So that was all fruit. There's one with sunflowers. So that was nice. You can see there that I've gone from one style and then I've changed it because I got inspiration somewhere. So that was really fun to do it, and that was just a cheap book from Paper Chase. This is square paper. I love using square paper. I find it quite good for drawing and doing like nice handwriting on. So yeah, that, as I said, that's a really time consuming way of doing a journal though. Last year I decided I wanted to get back into recording photographs in a scrapbook. I didn't really want to go back to the 12 by 12, so I got this album which is just full of craft paper, craft pages, and it is about, it must be about 8 by 8 or something, this one. What's that one? 7.5 inch squared paper, which is a really nice size as well. And again, this one's from Paper Chase and it was only £6, which I thought was really good. So yeah, I got myself a little photo printer and just started to record pictures from last summer, and I really like these little pages. They're not too big, not too small, and you can fit on it a picture plus stamping and extra bits of paper and stuff, so I'm really pleased with that as well. So this is mainly last summer. I didn't get much further past the summer. There's the paint chips again. I love adding in bits like this, like of music sheets, and these are just books that I picked up in the charity shop. There are lots of different papers. I like to get booklets of papers from places like The Works or any paper crafting shop. I've been given lots of little bits as gifts and bought stuff over the years, so this is how I've got all these little elements that have been added in. You soon end up with a great little collection of stuff once you start. I think that is a little envelope, an origami envelope. I made that, and you can always add that to a page and keep things inside it from a day out, like tickets or something. So I've got quite a lot of pages left on that one. At the beginning of this year I then decided that I was going to have a go at using something more like a traveller's notebook, because I just love the way that they look. And then the thing with this one is it's gone smaller again. The pages are smaller, the smallest pages that I've used yet. So this one, I'll tell you what it measures, about almost 9 by 5-ish. So the books are obviously a little bit smaller than that. So again, I just wanted to use photos on these pages, and the pages being so small means that you haven't got as much space to fill up, I guess, which is quite nice, because you can make it a lot quicker process than sitting down taking half a day to do a whole page. It's really quick to do a page or two of this one. So I really enjoyed doing this one. It hasn't seemed quite so daunting as the big 12 by 12 pages anyway. And I've tried to do this one in months, so every month has its own like cover page, and then there's pictures from the month. There's a paint chip again. So included what I've made, where I've been, what I've cooked, what I've done. There's April, May, just, yeah, you get the gist. So I'm now still catching up, still on June. So I did this page a couple of days ago, and I've got a few photos already printed out, so that when I'm in the mood for paper crafting or I have time, I can come up and decide what I'm going to work on. I'm going to do a double page spread on strawberries, I think, because not only do I have the ones I picked from the garden, I've got pictures of things I've made with the strawberries too. So maybe the next page I do will be a beachy pic, Joshua at the beach. So looking at the picture, I will see what sort of colours are more prominent, or even just in the picture, like there's red there, so I could pick out red. I don't think I have many red papers, but I'll have a look. And even the nice paler green there, and blue. So they're the kind of colours that I will look for when I'm going to pick out some background papers, because I always tend to put my photos onto a background. I think it makes them stand out a bit more. I don't actually use the blank page very much. I think I might have a fear of the blank page or an empty page. I do like a really layered look as well. So I'm gonna have a look and see just how to begin this page, and then maybe just talk you through how to do it, where to start, and give you an idea of how to take a photo and turn it into a fully embellished page in a scrapbook. I've just had a quick look at some supplies and pulled out some things that I think go really well with the colours and the theme of the picture that I'm going to use next. So the papers that I found were this really nice sort of map. It's like a nice greeny blue colour, like an atlas. And I found this other one which is a similar sort of nice colour. So I think I'm going to use both of them. I really like that colour. And then I remembered I had some nice stamps. So he is wearing some binoculars. You can just see he's holding the binoculars. So I thought these stamps were quite nice. Explore and adventure, and a compass, so I might use some or all of those. And so I've got an ink pad. This one's actually green ink, but I think that might go quite nicely with the colours in the pictures and the papers. I've just grabbed some washi tapes as well. I really like that one, although he probably wouldn't like me using that on a picture of him. And just some greens, blues, and that one's got like little like tickets, just something that I really like. So the colours are here. I didn't really get anything red. I don't really have anything that I could use. Because this layout is only going to have one picture to it, it's a good idea to have your one element either in the middle, the top or the bottom. There is a kind of artistic rule of thirds, so even if I was using a square page or something, you need to think about kind of separating your page into thirds and then using one of the thirds for each different element. So what I'm going to do here is, I think I'm going to put my picture in the middle. Just seems to look better because I'm not adding any journaling to it. If I was, I might have put it at the top or at the bottom, and then I could have some writing. But I'm not doing that. I'm going to put it in the middle, so that does give me a bit of other space to fill. So I'm going to use my papers, my washi tapes and my stamps to fill the other parts of the page. So I've got my papers that I would like to use. So it's the Atlas one and also this one. So I just need to decide what I'm going to do. I think what I might do is put some of this one at the top, and then I can do some stamping on the paper. I'm just going to mark on the page, on the paper, how wide it is, and that way I can cut it down to size. So I'm just going to slot it into all the way into the spine here, and then just on the back of the next page I could figure out where I need to cut exactly. So I'm going to cut that to size on my paper trimmer. Obviously, if you don't have a paper trimmer, just use a ruler and some scissors, and then find your line. So now the paper is the width of my page, and I could decide whether I want the whole sheet in or not. So I think what I'm going to do is have my two pieces of paper meeting in the middle. So I'm going to tear this one in half because I like the effect of it being torn. So I'm just going to find the half, which is about here, and then I'm literally going to tear it. You can make this as neat or as messy as you like. I love a raw edge. I think what I'm actually going to do is tear the top as well, so I've got two raw edges there. That's perfect. And I'm going to do the same thing with my other paper. So I just want my two pieces of paper to be roughly equal sizes, so I'm going to tear the map on it as well. And then I'm going to have a torn edge on the bottom of that one too. So I have my two pieces of paper, and I just continually lay them in without gluing them down, just to check what it looks like. And I think what I'm going to do, this paper is double-sided, and I think I might just add in this piece to break the colours up a little bit. I think it just needs something else. So I'm going to see what that looks like. Yeah, I'm much happier with that. I think it just adds another layer, and I think it goes in with the whole theme of the picture being like the tide and the beach and the foreground and all that, so I'm happy with that. I'm just gonna tear the top of that one as well, because just to keep it all the same. So it now looks, I still like to have a little bit of the actual page showing, so we're going to have it looking something like that. I'm going to move my picture. I'll move it up, or will I move it down? Oh, I like that actually. I might have I think I'll move the kind of sandy coloured picture up a little bit and then have it like that. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I think I can do some stamping up here, and then not sure what to do with the bottom. Maybe we could add in some tape or something. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I just remembered I have the perfect piece of paper that I can add into this page. This is actually a map of Italy, and what I'm just going to do is tear a bit off. It doesn't really matter where the map is off. I'm just going to tear a bit off because I think that would look really cute on the page as well, because I've already got the atlas on this paper. So I'm just going to find a bit that has coast on it and my map and tear it out to add to my page. Okay, so I've now reached a point where I want to start sticking things in so that I can move forward, because there's only so much layering up you can do without actually adding any more elements in. So I'm going to stick bits in. For these bits of paper, I'm just going to use a simple glue stick. For anything smaller or like different shapes, I like to use a glue roller. This just has glue, like a sellotape sticky glue, and you roll it on and it goes on in straight lines. But for these pieces of paper, I'm just going to use the glue stick. I've got my teeny little piece of map and I wanted it to look really kind of rustic and old, so I've just literally crumpled it up. I really like that look as well, and I'm going to stick it in like that so it adds a bit of texture to the page as well. And I think I might overlap it over the picture. Obviously it would have been more fun if it was a map of where we had actually been, but I haven't got that. And I think I might add something to the photo itself just to give it a bit of texture as well. Thinking of some little rivets. I'm just going to look out what I've got. These are some really tiny rivets that are especially for crafters that have all different colours. So I think I might add some of them just to add a little bit of interest to the page and just a little bit of something different. So I think what I'll do is put them through my photo corners. So I've added these little eyelets to the page, and they're basically what you would put maybe if you're making a fancy gift tag and you would thread your ribbon through there, but I just like to add them onto a page in my journal because I like them, and I think they really look good with the whole kind of seasidey theme here as well. But I'm happy with that. It's added a nice little bit of detail, and then I'm going to have my map on top, and then I think I'm going to stamp the compass up here somewhere as well. And then I might add in a ticket. Yeah, so I'm gonna stick in my photo now. I'm going to use my glue roller for this because it's not flat now because the back of the eyelets are slightly raised, and also this is a much stronger glue than the Pritt stick, I find. And I could just use a Pritt stick for the little piece of map, that's fine. I'm going to really roughly glue it, I don't want it all to be plastered down flat, so I'm going to have that maybe like that at a bit of an angle, and just kind of have the middle stuck, and then I can still scrunch up the edges once that's glued in place. So I've added my map, and then I've added a few stamps in, and then I added the washi tape in that looks like little travel tickets, and then I remembered some other stamps I had. A little road map stamp I thought would be quite appropriate, and then I've just added an arrow there. I think that's enough. You can add the date on there as well, and the location if you want to know things like that. But for me, I think that is enough, and I'm pleased with that page now. And you can just see that the adding in the little eyelets just gives another kind of texture and another dimension to the page, and the map being crinkly as well gives it just a bit of texture, which I think is really nice. So I'm really pleased with that. And it's not really about having lots and lots of supplies, it's about using what you've got, remembering what you've got, and using what works. You don't have to use every single element on a page. You don't have to always have stamps and washi and a photograph and paper. You might only decide to have a couple of those elements.